You're giving I could fight a bear energy right now. Welcome to the Less Than a Day podcast. Don't ask us to explain the name. We're not going to. I'm Kay.
I'm Kiko.
And we're here to talk about books, movies, TV shows, geeky things. Major spoiler warning for every piece of media ever created. We'll probably talk about it. Not always correctly, but we will be talking about it. So as per usual, our first segment is current events. This is where we catch each other up on the stuff that we've been watching and reading over the past week. So why don't you kick it off, Kiko?
First, I'd like to preface this by saying that everything I said that I would do, I did not do, and I just started.
I'm pretty sure last time I said I wasn't gonna watch anything, probably. So
I have no excuse. Like, I downloaded them onto my Kindle, and
listen, they're low expectations for a reason. Clearly, our expectations should have been low of you.
I literally turned my Kindle on, stared at the cover of the book, and then turned it off a couple times. Sometimes I would turn the Kindle on and leave it on while watching a show in hopes that
You would just read it by osmosis.
if only. All right. Well, my current event is Death's Game. It's on Amazon Prime.
Ooh.
And the summary is, at the brink of going to hell, EJ must cycle through 12 separate lives and 12 separate deaths in this reincarnation drama. And it is only 8 episodes. And I was so shocked when I finished watching it. I'm like, that felt like a whole 16 episoder. They fit so much into 8 episodes.
First of all, that sounds awesome. Second of all, is this a K-drama?
Yes.
Okay.
But it's high quality. And I mean, a lot of K-dramas are, but this one just felt particularly good. You know how the summary says he goes through 12 separate lives? Mm-hmm. It's different actors for
each life?
Yeah,
dude.
So
that sounds so cool.
And a lot of them are well-known actors or some actors in shows I like and stuff. I'm like,
any I would recognize?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure most of them, most if not all, you'll recognize.
Okay.
For this show, I'm not going to give any spoilers, but I just want to say that this show was so good. And Death, the actress who plays Death is she's
of course, Death is a woman.
Death is a woman for sure.
Knew.
That's just the form Death takes,
yeah.
Right? She's the daughter in Parasite.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm so happy that I saw her here because I think she had cancer or something. And so I think this may be one of the first, if not the first one after her recovery.
When did this come out?
This show?
Mm-hmm.
The first episode was released on December 14th, 2023.
Oh, okay. So this is really recent.
Yeah, very recent. But I'm really, really satisfied with this show.
Okay, is it sad ending though? That's the main thing I need to know if I'm gonna watch something.
I don't want to do spoilers. I mean, the beginning begins with his death, right?
Yeah, it's cool. It's fine if he dies, but is it sad?
I don't want to spoil it.
You know how I feel.
Well, I wouldn't say it's a happy. It's definitely not a happy drama. I think it's dark, and the character goes through this development in arc, and it's just so. It's really touching. And I'm not an empathetic person, so I don't really feel touched by certain things. But I almost teared up. Could you believe it? I almost teared up.
You know what?
I felt that in my throat, and I'm like, this made me think about things. This made me think about things.
You know what? You have said so many times already, on recording, that you don't like serious things. But the last 2 shows that you've recommended to me, you've said they're so dark and so serious, and I almost cried.
Let me take that back. I like dark shows. I don't like. There's a line. I don't like horror. I wouldn't ever watch Hannibal.
Yeah. Or American Horror Story, yeah.
Yeah, that and Criminal Minds.
Criminal Minds I can't do. That scares me.
I stopped on the 4th season because I felt myself getting really
scared.
Not scared, depressed.
Fair enough.
But yeah, and I'd read spoilers for it by accident somewhere, and so I was waiting and waiting for things to happen to a certain character, to Spencer, and I was like, okay, this is giving me anxiety. Let's dip out of this. And so I did. But back to the show. It's really good. I'm really bad with words, but I highly recommend it. Each life cycle is really interesting, except for maybe the first 2 lives, I think. I don't want to give it out, but I think they're short. Those lives are really short. And so you're not attached to those. But the rest, it's really high quality. This is a really high quality.
Okay. Well, I'll check it out.
Oh, Also wanted to mention the soundtrack. You know how in K-dramas they repeat the same
Yeah.
song over and over and over? This was kind of like an American show where it had like a proper soundtrack and it added to the, the suspense of the show in certain moments. So I really appreciated that.
Okay.
And also all the actors were really good.
I mean, that's kind of just the norm
And
for
despite them being
K-dramas.
like so many different characters, right? I didn't feel the disconnect.
Yeah.
Anyways, really, really great show.
All right, sweet. Should we do my current event? Okay. So, my current event this week, I didn't actually expect to read anything, but I caught up on Side Characters Deserve Love Too, which is a manhwa. I think it's also called Kingmaker. And I stopped reading this a very long time ago, but I just picked it up. I don't remember why. Oh, because it finally had like 100 plus chapters. So I picked it up.
Mm-hmm.
And it is that style of comedy that is so specific to Korean manhwas. You know, the like absurdist humor, kind of like touch my brother and I'll kill you.
Yeah.
Or like a Miss Not So Sidekick of just absolute.
Miss Not So Sidekick was some next level. I mean, it was so ridiculous, and she got herself into such ridiculous situations, and it was so unexpectedly delightful.
One of my favorite manhwas of all time.
Absolutely.
And this manhwa was giving Sidekick. Like, it's that same style of just absolutely off the wall, totally crazy, sometimes fourth wall breaking comedy, which was great. Or at least the first season is nothing but pure comedy, like absolute pure comedy. And then it does this incredible thing in season 2 where.
Wait a minute. Is this the one where she becomes like a stable hand?
Yes.
Okay, you continue first and I will add my thought.
You don't like it?
No, you continue first.
Oh, okay. Season 2 does this really interesting thing of where season 1 is nothing but funny, like it's just pure comedy and ridiculousness. Season 2 is very dark because they go to war, but this manhwa does a good job of kind of taking tropes and turning them on its head a little bit, or it's very realistic. Of the main character doesn't just win all the time. They don't always just be the best at everything. They have to work hard to get where they are. And when it comes to the horrors of war, because they all go off to war in season 2, the main character actually has to come to terms with, one, she's not instantly an amazing fighter.
Right.
Which is something that happens all the time. She has to work from the lower ranks and work her way up to becoming a general. And they actually provide a reason for her being good at strategy. It's like, yeah, I remember history lessons from my previous life, and I can use that as like a way because they haven't heard of like these strategies before. Right. And then she comes to terms with having to kill people. Like there's a couple times where she's confronted by enemy soldiers, and in the first half, in like a very comedic way, she tells like the goddess is like, you're gonna go to war, you're gonna have to kill other people. Those characters are side characters too. You're so obsessed with keeping your side character alive. What about them? And she's like, I don't care about them. I'm not such like a philanthropist or a good person that I care about people that I've never met. I'm just going to try to protect my friends. But then she's actually confronted with having to kill these people. And she has this sort of crisis of, no, these are people. I actually
They're
have
not
to.
Characters.
They're not characters. I have to look you in the eye and kill you and accept the fact that I'm going to be seeing your face before I go to bed every night because I have to come to terms with being a murderer, basically. And I thought that was a very interesting sort of struggle that you don't always see in a lot of these manhwas where they're fantasy based, where the main character is just an excellent fighter and goes off to war and becomes a war hero.
Yeah, that's definitely an interesting, or not an interesting, it's different from what the regular manhwas and stuff do.
Yeah, so tell me what you think.
I dropped it. I knew I'd recognized it from the images. I dropped it. I was just getting really annoyed by whatever the first season or whatever. I guess it was the first season because she's still a stable hand or whatever, but it was really annoying to me. I found it really annoying and I dropped it. I think I was so surprised. That's why I'm so surprised because it's probably one of my least favorite.
To be fair, I dropped it too because I didn't like how dumb the main character was. Like she was dumb, real dumb.
Okay, I think that's also part of it. And I think was he a prince?
Yeah.
Yeah, his behavior or something like threw me off or something.
That's weird because she's the red flag in this.
No,
one.
they're both.
He doesn't
They
really
both, I
do
didn't like them.
anything to, like, his whole thing is just he's a little bit cold and he doesn't trust her, which is fair because if somebody drops into your room in the middle of the night and is suddenly obsessed with you.
But yeah, I think the main point I didn't like was the main character,
Yeah.
the female lead.
Yeah.
That was my number
but-
one reason. And I think number two was the situation. And I actually didn't care much for the male lead. I didn't hate him, but I didn't care for him.
Gets better, progress. Like, he starts off very cold, but in the way that she becomes more serious over the course of the story, he becomes more lighthearted over the course of the story. He's not my favorite male lead of all time, but I think when you get past that initial, because I dropped it right around the beginning when she was just a stable hand and I was getting real sick and tired of it. But when you get past that part to where, like, the plot really starts,
I feel like I read pretty far into it.
I want
And
to
I
say
just
it's
don't
like
remember when I dropped it. I think I remember around the time.
50s or so.
Yeah,
is when
okay,
it
that's
starts.
definitely, that's something.
Once they start introducing, like, the mechanics of the world itself is where it becomes interesting to me. Because there's this whole theme of the world is trying to kill her because she keeps changing the story too much.
Maybe I'll, like, skip to a certain part, but I don't think
you need to read it. It's not like I'm not gonna recommend it to you. Like, this isn't one of those ones where I'm like, you have to read it. I just really liked it. I'm having fun reading it.
That's really surprising. Yeah.
That
based on the reasons why I thought you wouldn't.
Well, I didn't. Again, like, that's why I dropped it. I picked it up again because I saw that it had a lot of chapters and I was just like, I was curious as to where the plot was going, and I got to the last couple of chapters and I saw her, like, beheading somebody and I was like, something changed from A to B here.
What happened to the character development?
Like, this was a comedy, wasn't it?
What's this character development that's happening here?
So I picked it up again, and I'm glad I gave it a second chance. I think it was worth it, but I'm not gonna say you have to.
As long as you enjoyed it. I'm glad you enjoyed that.
I mean, if you're ever looking for something, oh, you know what? It kind of gives me vibes of Caught by the Villain a little bit.
Wait, let's look at my.
That's another one I'm catching up. It's the one where she takes her twin brother's place, and the villain forces her to become his bodyguard, and so she decides that she's going to save him so that she doesn't get executed with it. Because it's a very common plot,
Yeah.
but it has the same vibes as that. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Okay, I think we're caught up then.
Yeah, we are.
So let's.
But to be fair, we had only done. When was the last time we recorded an episode?
It was like a week ago, less than a week ago.
Yeah, so we weren't gonna have many.
We weren't gonna have many. That was fine.
Okay, yeah. Now to the main topic.
Yeah. So for our main topic today, I thought we'd take it a little bit lighter. And I have a question for you. I was kind of thinking about this recently because I don't know if you've been seeing a lot of, like, the clips of people, like, asking the question. Mainly, it's like girlfriends asking their boyfriends or something, or like friends asking each other, like, could you survive if, like, a bear attacked you? And you would be shocked with the number of people who say yes, because the answer should be no.
I think I would be the one. It's the out-of-pocket confidence that I personally carry.
But I do have weirdly, like, there's some things where I'm just like, yeah, I would kick this person's ass, like, absolutely.
Yeah,
Totally. So my question to you is, what fantasy worlds, or maybe not so fantasy worlds, do you think if you were dropped into as you, not necessarily with, like, magic or powers or whatever, as you, do you think you could survive?
The DCU is my
See, your ass is getting shanked in Gotham. Shut up.
I knew you would give me this reaction. The zero confidence you have in me is so hurtful.
You're dead, bro. You're dead.
That's so hurtful. That's because this could go, like, one of 5 ways.
You know what's really funny?
I could join the side of a villain.
Uh-huh.
I could be like a helper to one of the heroes. I could be a hero. I could be the villain. Or I could just be a citizen.
Your ass is getting shanked by Joker day one.
You're so wrong for that. You are so wrong for that.
There's no way.
No.
Girl.
You're not.
You crack your back like an elderly person standing up. You are not going to be his superhero. There's no way.
The thing about me is that I can switch sides pretty quickly. I'm not that loyal, okay? So I'll switch sides to whatever suits me. Like, whatever the situation calls for, I will be right there, you know?
It's not about your loyalties.
No,
It's about your physical prowess.
If Ivy's there being like destroying things up, I'll be like, yes, girl, go. I'm on your side.
And then Ivy would kill you for carbon emissions. Like,
she wouldn't know. How would she know?
How would she know? You're not vegan.
In that moment, how would she know?
You're neither vegan nor a hot psychologist. So
you're right. I am none of those.
So I think she's gonna kill you.
But like, if I had pre-existing knowledge, I would totally. I
guess you could be okay. If this was like an isekai situation and you get dropped in early enough in the DCU and you have like
as long as it's not one of the messed up universes in the DCU. Because they're like certain,
shit, yeah.
I guess really dark. As long as I'm not in one of those, we're a-okay. We are cruising along in the Batmobile.
I have to ask, is the main reason you did this for Jason Todd?
Actually, no.
I'm sensing lies.
Because I know I wouldn't have a chance with him. Let's be real. Let's be me? No.
Be so for real.
Who am I to catch the attention? In the whole of the DCU, you think me as a citizen, will catch?
You think you as a citizen could be a supervillain? So-
and actually, I was debating between Marvel and DCU because it would be lame if I put both the MCU and DCU in there. And the thing is, I didn't want to pick Marvel because I don't want to deal with all that Thanos.
Sure.
The snap, that's just
really funny.
No.
I did put MCU as one of my ideas for this one, but not in a way of do I think I could survive the MCU, because the answer is yes, just don't live in New York City. MCU
is really easy to live in.
Yeah, just pick a place where there's no superheroes and you're fine.
Yeah, but I didn't pick one of the main reasons I didn't pick the MCU, because if we're going, I didn't read the MCU comics or anything, so if we're going off of movie universe, I don't want to deal with the snap. I don't want to deal with that world.
It's a 50-50 chance, right, of getting snapped. All right, let's just see right now if you would survive this. I'm gonna look up a coin flipper.
But I don't want to.
Just right now.
If I was snapped, I want to stay snapped.
Okay.
So I don't have to deal with the things to get
ready. Heads or tails?
Heads.
Okay. Heads, you live. Tails, you get snapped. Tails, you're snapped, bro.
Do I come back? Is the real question.
You're getting snapped, bro.
No, either way, if I come back or not, my life is still screwed.
Yeah, it's 5 years.
5 years, and people come back and their lives are ruined, and the people who are still there, their lives were ruined. No, it's a completely different like world structure in the MCU. They like changed the structure of the entire world, and I don't want to deal with that. In the DCU, like at least the government is still the same.
Functioning?
Yeah.
Again, but
there are world-ending events, but it has nothing to do with me as a citizen.
If you asked me if I had a higher chance of surviving the MCU or the DCU, I would say, to be fair, I know more about the MCU than the DCU, so maybe that's why, but I feel like the stuff I've seen from the DCU is way darker than MCU. So I feel like I have a higher chance of just survive. Like, if I live in the middle of nowhere, right?
No, but the same could apply for DCU. I just have to avoid Gotham, Star City, what is it? What is it called? Metropolis? I think Metropolis. So. I just have to avoid those spots, and we're a-okay.
That's fair.
In space. I'm not going to space anytime soon, so I think I'm doing perfectly fine here.
Yep. I still
also don't. Wonder Woman's in DC.
You know, that is so fair.
Like, what if I got myself a right to them? Then I would survive.
Then you're gonna die, because that's the day that them scares
I'd make them all treat me like a little sister, and I would be so protected. I'd feel so safe.
The last thing you want to be is the normal person who's friends with a superhero, because your ass is getting murdered.
That's why only the Amazonians, because
didn't they all get murdered?
You're so right. But we're ignoring that. Because I feel like I'd feel so... A world without men is ideal.
You know what you're giving? I could fight a bear energy right now. You know that?
I feel like I always give. I could fight, especially around my friends. It's this uncalled for confidence that y'all just give me. Like, I truly believe that I can do really wild things.
Oh my. Okay. Shall we move on?
Yes.
All right. So I'm taking MCU off my list. See, I knew there was going to be crossover. All right. So this one is slightly do you think you could survive, but this is also slightly do you think you could succeed, right? Taking isekai as a genre, right? Do you think if you were taking you as you are and dropping you into like the classic isekai otome romance, right? Where we drop you into a world and there's like the cold Duke of the North, right? Like your classic cold Duke of the North with the black hair and red eyes or silver hair and red eyes. Do you think your ass is surviving?
Oh, absolutely. All I have to do is change my appearance and go to the rural area and not do anything. As long as I change my appearance, it'll be fine. And I don't interact with anyone.
Half the time you get transimmigrated as nobility is half the like, so it's hard to run away because they will track you down.
But if I change my appearance,
okay, it's medieval times. How you gonna do that? There's no plastic surgery.
but it depends on the isekai world. Hair,
I guess if there's
hair,
magic.
attitude, it makes all the difference. Hair, attitude, clothes, it makes all the difference. I'd definitely first change my dress as a male. I would go for.
I can think of two
I would go
reasons.
I would go for a prepubescent boy because that's what
That's
I
the
look
energy
like.
you get.
I wasn't gonna say the energy, but fine.
Because here's the thing. I think it would be harder than you think it is because you would be dropped into a world where you don't understand like the government structure. You don't understand how their currency work. You don't understand how their society functions. So you would have to find a way to escape the place that you're living. Figure out how you're getting to the countryside. You have to figure out where the countryside is first. I just don't think that I personally have the skills I don't have the street smarts to make that happen.
Okay, look, let's say I get out of the place, right? And you know what? It's only a certain possibility that I would be reincarnated into nobility. But let's say if I was and I got out of the place, I changed my appearance and stuff. I just have to show. But I would just like observe certain like inns and stuff far away from the place that I originally was in. I would observe places I could work at and see if the people there are nice. And then I would pretend to have amnesia and go in me like, save me. Like I lost all my memory. I'll work here for food or something. And I'm set. And then when I earn enough money, I'll go and I'll have my dream farm because that's my dream. Farming.
I think that's bold. I also, just knowing what I know of medieval times, you probably die of dysentery day 5 anyway.
Yeah, that there's this manhwa about
getting the male lead to use soap.
No, the female lead's family doesn't want her to take a bath, right? And she feels so disgusted by that. And everyone else is, it's like medieval times, so no one takes baths and stuff, and everything's really stinky and unsanitary. But she meets the male lead, and he's like really obsessive about being clean and taking baths. And so she like proposes to him. And yeah, but that's what it reminds me of. But if it was like that, I mean, I can find ways to...
Yeah, they never really tell you what the bathroom situation is like in a lot of these manhwas, huh? Yeah.
The sanitary situation, I don't know if in that aspect, I don't know if I'd survive. Because if you know me, you know that I wash my hands every 10 seconds. But yeah, so that would be a problem for sure. I'll just buy like a lot of soap. Like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah. That, and even if you don't escape to like the countryside or whatever, or like,
yeah, it doesn't have to be the countryside, but the countryside would be my preferable thing.
Yeah, but that's a thought I always have when the female lead gets dropped in and like starts getting dragged into the plot. I'm always like, if that was me, I would just peace out of there.
Yeah, because you can peace out of there.
You can.
I don't know why.
It's just hard.
Why they always make things so hard for themselves. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they don't. But you could go.
You could.
There is always.
It's just, if I don't do that, and if I have to go along with like the plot, and like there is like the cold Duke of the North or whatever, the thing is,
cold Duke of the North, I would not get along with. Like my personality,
no,
I would not take. Like I don't think we would. I wouldn't be interested. Like sure, like maybe he's good looking, but I mean, and for what?
I just would not be able to put up with the sheer arrogance of a lot of these dudes.
I think I would get executed if I like for talking back or something.
No, yeah, absolutely. But I also don't think that I have, even for the better ones, I don't think I have the political know-how or like savviness to be able to manipulate my enemies.
I wouldn't be in a relationship in an isekai thing because like no, it's just I don't know.
I'm not even talking about romantic relations. I'm talking about stuff where it's political. I'm talking about the villainess lives twice, or I'm talking about reverses the hourglass, or any of these high-level political I just think that I would
don't have the smarts to, or the maybe I will. It's not that I'm smart, but I could probably see it. Maybe I could work something out, but I don't want to. I have my pure laziness is what would get me killed.
No, that's literally it. You're absolutely right.
Or
I would
maybe
be
if
too
I was
lazy
born
to-
into nobility, I'll just act like an airhead or something. But the thing is, I wouldn't. They're gonna marry me off for sure because I am a female, and that's not
Yep.
gonna happen. Not on my watch. Not on my watch. Not
I
in
mean,
this lifetime. Not in that lifetime.
your options are get married to a geriatric or work yourself through hard labor every day and die early. So
That sounds good. Option 2 sounds preferable.
oh, yep. Yep. All right.
All right, next one for me.
Yeah, let's move on.
wait. I'm trying to think of what order to keep this in. My next world is Innkeeper
Oh, okay.
because I thought about it and that's sort of like the perfect mix of everything. It's got like fantasy elements, it's got sci-fi elements. You can go to space, you can go to different worlds. It's got HGTV elements. It's the HGTV element.
Okay. Because I don't think we've ever actually talked about this on the podcast. So the briefest overview of Innkeeper. This is the Innkeeper series by Alona Andrews, which we've said we were going to review like 100 times already, but we just haven't. The basic premise of this world is that magic exists and fantasy creatures like vampires and werewolves, etc. exist, but they're not fantasy. It's all sci-fi. They're aliens.
It's so scientifically advanced that it seems like that it's
Yes.
just seems like magic.
And there are inns where on Earth, different creatures can come stay at literally like hotels, basically.
They're kind of like embassies.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. They're kind of like embassies where they come, they can stay on Earth because Earth is like a waypoint. And the innkeepers basically just have to make sure they don't expose themselves to the rest of the public because the world doesn't know about these inns and like space creatures. And so we're following a innkeeper in her journey. It's really good. I would die.
No, it would be so cool. Let's just say I love like memorizing things, so I think that's right up my alley.
You're assuming that you're going to be an innkeeper.
I am assuming I'm going to be an innkeeper. That would be so awesome.
How are you going to be an innkeeper? Because you aren't born into an innkeeper family. And
But what
you
if I
don't
am?
have a
It's
seed?
like, but what if I am?
You get isekai'd as you, bro. You get dropped in as you. So you with no magical ability.
I'll just make friends with an innkeeper and offer my life up to them. I'd be like, I will be your assistant.
That's assuming a lot because they have families and people helping them out already. Like
Dina was alone.
Yeah, and she definitely can't afford an assistant, bro.
I'll be there for free. You are underestimating how
you
much
gonna
I want.
eat? How you gonna survive?
They have a chef. I'll just eat from them. I can cook for myself.
For free. Then you're not working for free.
Okay, look.
And also, you don't have any magic. How you gonna? You don't have like the connection to the inn. You can't do what Dina does, and you're not Sean Evans. You're not screwing her, so you don't get magic that way either.
No, but Sean Evans already had his own thing. He just learned about space travel and creatures.
No, but he becomes like an innkeeper in the last book.
Forgore about that. I forgore
because he chooses to stay with Dina.
Okay, you know what? Like, assuming I'm born, because I was thinking isekai. We're not saying isekai. We're saying in the world.
If you got dropped into this world as you are, no magic, no nothing.
But no, in that world,
you as yourself, Kiko.
The rules of that world are different. It's not like we have innkeepers here in this.
But here's the thing. We could though, because the whole point of the innkeeper thing is that the rest of the world doesn't know that they exist. So you could absolutely feasibly be dropped in as yourself living your normal life, but innkeepers exist. And honestly, that's how you survive. You stay far the hell away from this.
Well, then, like, half of the fantasy worlds or anything we're talking about would just be...
I'm not asking, do I think you could survive as an innkeeper? Because the answer is yes. I think you'd be fine. Like, this is your bread and butter.
No, but I was thinking if I was dropped into that world and I knew about whatever innkeepers, or even if I didn't have it, I would find a way.
You are confident that you can find a way. I just don't think... some of these creatures are fast, bro.
I'm good at hiding.
I just think you're getting murdered.
You're so wrong. Your lack of confidence in me.
I mean, I think I would get murdered too. I've said it before. My real life dex is like a negative score because I'm so clumsy.
I'm bullshitting so hard right now.
It's just bold to assume.
No. Anyways,
I don't know. I think if you live in a boring inn, that might work. But also, their assembly is so full of sherp. So maybe.
The assembly doesn't really interact if we're
beyond just being irritating and making up a bunch of rules. Yeah.
yeah, and like they don't interfere. They don't show
They only
up
show up to make problems. All right.
your neck.
Do you think if you got dropped into forks,
You are
Watch this.
so wild for that. No, you know what?
I think because here's the thing,
Dude, let's be.
I
That's the
think
thing.
I could.
But that's the thing. Like, if you're just dropped in like
Forking.
Jessica or something,
Well, okay.
like you wouldn't know about them. So of course you'll survive. You have nothing.
Well, knowing what you know, because here's the thing though, it's not regular. Because this is Twilight, by the way. Because if you remember, in I think in like book 3, a whole bunch of people just randomly got murdered. Remember, and they got turned into like the new vampires. So it's like you're living in the town. Do you think you could survive? Because people do get murdered all the time.
But that's the whole thing. Like Innkeeper, you can be dropped anywhere in the world of Twilight, and there are vampires everywhere, and you would never know.
It's not that you don't know.
I mean, I feel
You'll
like it's
know.
the same.
It's like, as you, do you think you're surviving the vampires and werewolves?
I mean, yeah, I feel like it's the same possibility as like anywhere. Like right now, I can get murdered, and anything could happen, right?
The probability is higher, right? Because
Is it? I feel like they don't add that much of a probability. I feel like there's plenty of things in this.
I don't know. There was a lot of casualties in those books, bro.
No, I think it was really only for that because of Bella. I mean, anywhere in that world. No, but the thing is that I don't think there are that many vampires. I wouldn't know about them anyways if we're going off of Innkeeper logic. I
I
wouldn't know
feel like
anyways.
someone's a little salty about the
I
innkeeper.
am absolutely salty. I'm so glad you picked up on that. I'm beefing with you right now.
Because I don't think you would survive the aliens. You're getting beheaded by a vampire.
No, look, I could totally survive that world. Let's be real.
Because it's not even about do I think you could outrun a vampire? It's just that they're all so dumb.
No, they're also scattered. And also, I don't look particularly appealing. And I'm not going to be walking around in alleys at night.
Yeah, I just don't think sparkling in the sun is a particularly good killer instinct, you know?
Are you kidding me? I'm a killer, Bella.
Spider monkey.
Climb on, Spider. Like, was she writing that with the intention of being like, this is some literature. I am an author. Spider monkey. In a tour.
Yeah, I don't think I'm neither interesting enough nor boring enough for the vampires to be interested in me. I'm not.
Strangely, that is Bella. That is Bella.
That's what
She
I'm
is both interesting and boring, which is so wild.
Why
Okay.
is she interesting?
Interesting to Edward, and then in turn to the rest of the vampire population. No, it's because of Shield. She was.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I'm not special. I think I'd survive just fine.
I told you. Growing up, Innkeeper.
Okay, the point of innkeeper is not. I don't think you could be an innkeeper.
I just want to say that Kay is a horrible friend who crushes my HGTV dreams. All I wanted to do.
Don't think you.
All I wanted to do was renovate,
I think
and she just doesn't support me. What a terrible friend.
there's a lot of horrifying things in those books, and I just think you're getting murdered.
You're so wrong.
I just think you are.
I'm just happy to be there. That would be my vibe. I'm just happy to be there.
Yeah, see, that's the difference. If we're both, we're going back to Innkeeper. We'll forget Twilight for a second. Back to Innkeeper. If we were both dropped in, I think I would survive because I would just not go near the inns.
Okay, so I would like to say,
and you would die because you would run to the nearest inn and get murdered.
But the thing is, she loves me, and so she would come with
That means nothing. Oh, you're talking about me? No, I'm not coming with you. You can go get murdered by
because if
the
we were
space
dropped in
vampires,
as
thanks.
if we're dropped in as is, you're my friend, are you not? We're in this
I'm
together.
I'm not
We're in this together.
getting eaten by 10-foot tall
We're in this together.
snake creatures.
We're all in this. What movie was that? Was that High School?
It's High School Musical.
Okay. But yeah. I'm so happy you're my friend. We can run an in together. Yay! Yay! You're gonna have your own room.
This is the world I think that is going to be deadliest to us because you're too upset. You want to be too involved in the plot, and that's gonna get you
Kay
killed.
will have her own room along with her sister.
All right.
Let's be real. You have like martial arts, that's like some form of martial art. You have a higher chance of surviving than that. And you work out and you lift weights. Let's be real. You're the one who has a higher possibility of living here.
I'm definitely physically strong, but I'm slow is the thing.
You think I'm fast just because I'm small?
Because like if we were talking about absolutely realistically, like even in our own world, if I were to get attacked, I'm probably stronger than a lot of people, but I'm not fast enough because you have to run. You have to run.
Yeah,
there is no fighting. But I don't think I'm fast enough to get away. So it would really just come down to if there's people
I would be
around.
picked off first. And so while that is happening, while I'm getting like eaten to death or something, that leaves you the possibility of running away because let's be real, survival instinct.
But I'm so slow. Like, and I'm
But no, they
so
would be
clumsy.
distracted by
you,
by me, by.
But here's the thing: I would never be in that situation because I just wouldn't go near the alien.
The thing is, you're gonna be living with them because
I'm not.
You're gonna be running in with me.
No thanks.
Anyways,
like if we were to pick a world that I would actually want to live in, I think I would so love being an innkeeper. I would
it's just
love
because you were talking about how awesome that episode with Caleb in the Mighty Nine.
Yeah.
With them, what was it? The tower or something?
Yeah, his tower.
That is basically what an innkeeper does.
That's what I'm saying. If I could pick a world to live in, I would love to be an innkeeper. But if I were dropped into that world, I would be dead so fast. So I'm just being realistic here.
Whatever. Next.
The
librarians.
Okay, I don't know this one. I've seen one episode.
Well, then you have like sort of a context. But basically in the show, there's like this massive library. I forgot in which city, New York or something? Probably New York or something. And they have there's a group of people who work in that library as like these guardians or keepers of magical objects, and they travel around the world like acquiring these objects and protecting them. And I just love that so much. I'd be so good at that.
And once again, we get to the point where you're gonna die because you're gonna get roped into the plot.
No, but none of them.
And I would just move.
No,
I don't know.
But you would have to be picked because I'm doing it in. I'm picking worlds based on the
context of being a main character in that world.
Yeah, being a sort of like me actually knowing and being a part of that world. Yeah. I think you're talking about general worlds.
Yes. If you're you, are you living or dying? Because, I mean, you could say anything. You could say, if you were dropped into Hogwarts and you were a wizard, do you think you'd survive? Yeah, probably. Most people survive, unless they fight in the wizard war.
No, I wouldn't want to be a wizard. Because they don't live with, like, muggles.
Sure.
I have to have Netflix. I want a normal job, okay? If I saw
forking
goblin or a dement, oh God help me, a dement. The way I would die from a heart attack is crazy.
And now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure if I was dropped into Hogwarts, even if I did have magic, I'm pretty sure I would die. Like, actually, thinking about it.
Because I'm way too, and also I'm way too curious for my own good.
That's true.
Like, I wouldn't be Ginny, but I would be very curious. Like, I know the limit.
Yeah, no. I guess you can make an argument, just stay the hell away from Harry and you'd probably survive, but...
No, it's a lot. It's dark, it's a lot. I don't want to be part of that.
There's so many descriptions of horrible things happening to me, like getting splinched, like...
So much can go wrong.
Yeah.
So much can go wrong.
Hogwarts is like a hard maybe. I really don't think... There's so many disgusting, disturbing things.
Theoretically, I could, but also knowing my luck, would I?
Yeah, luck is part.
I feel like luck is really just one of the biggest parts of the whatever wizard Harry Potter.
Yeah. Also, like, because everyone loves to think that they'd be Hermione, but
no. Are you also? Oh, right. The thing, those when they're writing essays or whatever, they're like 15-inch parchment.
I would cry. Yeah. Wait, why don't they just write really big? It's my page length. Like, up your font size, game. Up your font size.
Times New York, times New Roman.
I just don't know if I could spend 9 months a year without Wi-Fi.
Okay.
That wasn't even on my list.
Right. Well, we're talking about the librarian.
The library.
Yeah. Because I feel like,
again, I don't know.
What if I end up, because normal people in the librarians world, they end up somehow getting an object, right? That's what the point of librarians is, to go acquire them. So I could also end up with a magical object, and if they come to me and be like, give it to me, I'd give it to them and I'd be like, please let me join. Please let me join. But the thing is, it's not a really killer world.
Yeah.
One of the characters has cancer, so she's dying at one point.
It always gave me the vibes of a less violent, more fantasy-based Doctor Who.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I'd be dead in 2 seconds, Doctor Who.
I wouldn't. Doctor Who is so interesting.
No, there's 0% chance of surviving Doctor Who. I am neither interesting enough to be a companion, nor
smart enough, or I don't have the street smarts for it. I could never.
Yeah.
I couldn't. I was scared. I'd be scared shirtless. If I saw the face of Bo, I'd have a heart attack and die.
Yeah.
Because that dude was scary, okay? There's something so creepy. There's that one episode, the hospital episode, the New York one. The New York.
Wait, yeah.
The cats.
Yeah.
That was a really freaky episode.
There's a lot of freaky episodes.
Yeah. No, even in the normal world, like aliens take over like 15 billion times. I'm definitely one of the victims.
Yeah, that's one of those where it doesn't matter where you go on the planet. There is still some form of alien there to kill you. Yeah, there's a 0% chance I'm surviving that one. Because I'm definitely not companion quality, and even if I was, I think if you were a companion, that's a higher chance of death.
No, companions have like a more specific qualities about them.
Yeah.
Than like what I was talking about for DCU and the Innkeeper and the Librarians. I don't have to be that specific.
Yeah.
So that's why. But yeah, I honestly didn't even think about Doctor Who. It didn't even come across my mind.
I only thought about it because you were saying librarians, but no, that one's not happening.
All right, you next.
Okay. This is a weird one. Do you think you would survive Wii Sports Resort? You've never played it? Okay.
I played it like once at my friend's house.
Okay, so here's the thing. Here's why I was thinking about this, right?
But what do you mean by survive?
Okay.
What is there to survive?
That's what I'm saying. There's a couple of sports on there which I feel like have a high chance of just straight up killing me. Like, there's like the best game in Wii Sports Resort is the sword fighting one. And if you lose, you get knocked off this platform like 50 feet into water.
So the answer is no. My athletic abilities, I have rolled a 0. I've rolled a 1.
Like, if you went wakeboarding right now, do you think you would, with no training, do you think you would survive?
No. Also, then we can connect that to what is it? Xbox Connect?
Yeah.
Yeah. That Wipeout game. I forgot what it's called, but that Wipeout type game. My brother and I love that game, but goddamn did we suck. We were like hitting our heads. Dude, that shirt would snap my neck.
Yeah.
Like with that force.
There's like courses. There's like a biking game, and you can like bike through a volcano and stuff.
Are you kidding? Who the bike through a volcano?
I just think I'm dead.
Wouldn't like the seats, the handles get hot? Like, wouldn't they melt? Aren't they made of like? That's crazy. Wii Sports. What did you? Why Wii Sports?
I was thinking about video games that you would know. Because there's no way my ass is surviving Zelda, but
yeah, you think I briefly thought about The Witcher. I was absolutely not. If I was born in the world of The Witcher, I would find a way to off myself really fast. Are you kidding me?
Yo.
Have you seen the creatures in that game?
Yo, they're nightmare fuel.
Especially scary. Those 3 hags I don't remember what they are.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if I if I got dropped into Skyrim, I would get Fusrodad to death in like 2 seconds with the Dragonborn just walking into a town and start to murder
I mean, the
people.
kill rate in these games are.
It's too high.
You know what? I haven't played Resident Evil. Resident Evil.
You're dead.
Like I've watched a couple. I think I've watched like bits and pieces of playthroughs, and
You're dead.
God,
You're dead.
no, I would literally kill myself. Are you? They're so frightening. Like I told you, I don't like horror. No, any horror game, movie. Oh my god. I want to be one of the first ones to go. I don't want to turn into something else too, because there's a possibility of me turning into something, and I don't want that.
Yeah, if I'm in The Last of Us, just kill me there.
No.
Good, thanks.
I'm not mentally built for that.
No, I don't think I would survive any like dystopia. Like, I'm pretty sure if I got dropped into the Hunger Games, I would be the first one to die.
Are you kidding? I would find a way to run away or something. And if that doesn't succeed, I'd like have poison. I'd have like those whatever the nightshade berries on me.
No, I would trip over a branch and just get impaled day one. Like that's
For
not
real though. I would be so scared. I'd be so scared. Wait, why has my confidence dropped like this? Why has Wii Sports
suddenly reminded you of
taken
what
a
your
hit?
athletic ability is? Well, because those
I don't need athletic abilities for the
like because you would have a higher chance of surviving in librarians or in innkeeper because you have some basic knowledge of A, how the world works, and B, like
I don't need like I don't need a particular level of athleticism for
innkeeper you might because Dina has magic or she has Sean, right? Or like Arlen.
I mean, she doesn't really need Sean.
She doesn't need Sean, but like
In the beginning, she didn't. Somehow, Sean was acquired.
oh, she's definitely not a damsel. She's always had magic, but if there's like some big like physical thing, she can always just send him off to go do it. It's
No, and
like-
also if she's within in-ground.
in-ground, she's basically a god.
And she's a trouble magnet too. That's what we have to
Yeah.
think out. All these main characters are trouble magnets.
Yeah.
That's not me.
Yeah. But that comes down to your brain and also how well you could potentially be a magic caster. But if we're talking about like pure athleticism,
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
most things are killing me. Yeah.
But Wii Sports, what a pick.
Okay, pick one more.
Okay, I'm gonna pick one more to speak in sort of detail on, and then I'm just gonna list the rest. Okay, let me first talk about it. Okay, my other pick is Pirates of the Caribbean.
Dead. You're dying of scurvy day one, babe. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Dead.
But I love the ocean.
Okay.
You keep picking things because you love them, and I keep telling you, like,
But you're so right. Like,
dead.
I have to admit, for Pirates of the Caribbean, I do have my doubts.
Half their crew does not survive. There's no way. You're dead.
I'm no Elizabeth.
No.
So that's all we have to say about that.
That's all I have to say.
But I will tell you because the other ones are just out of pocket ones.
All right. We'll do lightning round. Give me a lightning.
Yeah.
round. Okay.
My non out of pocket one is Inkheart. The concept is cool, but I don't think I'd survive that
I
actually.
don't remember enough about it, but I remember it is scary though.
Yeah.
It's scary.
I don't think that's one of the ones I won't survive. Pirates of the Caribbean was also one of the ones I wouldn't survive. I was just joking. I know I wouldn't survive that. But the out of pocket ones, the Bee movie.
I mean,
If I was a bee.
if you were a bee,
If I was a bee.
if you were a bee,
If I was a bee.
debatable.
Let's leave that there.
Debatable. You know what? I could see an argument either way.
Magic Treehouse would not.
Oh my god, dead. So dead.
Everything Everywhere All at Once. That's such an interesting. That was more like an interesting universe to be in, but I have no thoughts of actually being there because I don't see myself being there.
Yeah, that's weird. Like, okay, if you had the technology to be able to be your other selves, I don't know that I have like the mental fortitude to handle that.
Yeah, that's the thing. I just thought it would be an interesting world. Maybe I just want to Waymond.
Oh my god! Wait, I'm about to ask you the
Waymond
realist-
and Dave.
That's what I was about to ask you. Waymond v. Dave.
But Waymond all the way.
My
Waymond,
man Dave, though.
but Dave and Waymond are like the same person
Oh my
though.
god.
They both were doing anything for their girls. It's weird to call Michelle Yeoh a girl, but you know what I mean.
Oh my god. hang on, I just have to digest this for a minute.
And then a movie I know I'd be able to slay my
You
way.
say Fast and Furious, I'm about to stab you.
Oh shit! How did you know? Oh my god!
I know you too well.
How did you know? I would get myself.
Yeah.
I would find a way. I would find a way.
I actually think you could survive that. I think you could
I have the
outdrive.
mindset.
I think you could outdrive Dominic Toretto.
Not outdriving. I just want to be part of it. I just want to be part of the family. All I just crave in life is family, and Dominic Toretto could give me that. Dominic Toretto's family.
You're assuming he would consider you family.
Dominic Toretto, I think he could. If I did something nice for the family, I have like an audition
I just feel like
to get in, like how Brian.
I feel like these people get out of getting arrested so easily. I feel like I would be arrested so fast. Maybe that's just a brown girl mentality.
No, but the family either gets them out or the government gets them out. Anyways. And then my last one is, I know for sure I'd be able to survive Hallmark movies.
Okay, well, that one feels like a little bit of a cop-out. Okay,
No.
change it. Do you think you're going to end up with the love interest? Do you think you could charm
Absolutely,
the
for
love
that
interest?
money, for that money, and you know what? They're not like evil people or bad people. I'd absolutely marry one of them because they're usually the male love interest is usually the richer one.
Usually the poorer one. It's usually like you're the rich girl going back to
maybe
your
I've been
hometown.
I think maybe because I haven't watched them in a long while. The old ones they're usually richer.
Because like the newer ones, like the same. It's the same. Oh
No,
I'm
yeah, I
thinking
think
Hallmark
you're right.
Christmas movies. Are we talking about Christmas movies?
Yeah, I'm talking about.
Okay, it's because usually the plot goes you're like a high-powered CEO or like girl boss or lawyer or whatever. You go back to your hometown, and then there's this burly dude wearing flannel. You fall in love, and you stay in your hometown.
And he's usually like on a lumber farm or some shit.
Yeah, there's the one with the tree farm. Yeah, here's the thing. I think if death in that world is having to move back to a small town.
Also, no one ever dies in that. So cheeky. Have you ever seen a person die in that? No.
If your fail code in that world is like you end up getting married and staying in the small town, I think I would avoid it. Because if the whole thing is like you have a rich fiance back home.
Yeah, but it's me, so I just convince them if they love me, they would move for me.
I just wouldn't fall in love. I would just say hi for the holidays and then fly out to Fiji or something, bro.
But I'm on the assumption that I'm marrying someone rich. You're on the assumption you'll marry someone poor. You gotta think big. Think big, Kay.
Do you? Okay, so you think you're gonna net yourself a Christian Grey?
50 Shades. Would you survive? I would absolutely survive. The way I would swerve. I'd be able to identify a Christian Grey on sight and swerve. But what if he finds me? What if he finds me and I get kidnapped by my stalker? I absolutely would be so frightened in that situation. I'll put it up there with Pirates of the Caribbean Can't Survive.
It's like another one of those things. It's like another one of those Bella things where it's like, I'm neither interesting enough for the male lead to take interest in me, nor boring enough to be the female lead.
Yeah.
So I don't think I would survive that, actually. Or no, flip that. I would survive that because he would not be interested in me. And yeah.
So those are the end of my out of pocket.
I mean, the only other thing I had on my list, do you think you could take a Teletubby?
You know what, your sister, I sent a gif of a Teletubby, and then your sister said, "Girl, Teletubbies are eldritch horrors." Excuse you?
Yeah.
Excuse you? The baby son is the eldritch horror. Okay.
Look up Teletubby black and white.
No.
Look it up.
No. I love Teletubbies. I will not.
Look at the Teletubby in black and white.
Stop it. No, I said no. I don't want to see
they're
it.
Forking.
Look at this
No.
thing.
I can't see anything but what is Poe Dipsy?
Dipsy, who is the villain of our D&D campaign.
You guys are so wrong for that. Teletubbies are a gift to mankind or childrenkind.
Okay, here's the thing. They're huge, right? They're 10 feet tall.
But they're not going to attack me. They'll give me fucking smiley face.
If a Teletubby charges you, here's the thing. I think I could survive because they're
squishy.
They're squishy and
I'll
they're
just bounce
big.
off.
I feel like
Also, I'm sure the eldritch baby son will protect me.
That's assuming the baby likes you. Although babies do tend to like you, so maybe.
Babies love me. I have full
Maybe.
confidence in this as well. No. But no, maybe I wouldn't survive. I could not survive on just those cookies.
That's true. You'd get diabetes.
That, and I think I need more of a like nutritional menu, and also I like food, and I ain't getting no enchiladas there. So, are they gonna be making smiley face enchiladas or
Yeah,
something?
by lack of enchiladas is wild. But honestly, I'm with. That's another apocalypse situation. Just take
Yeah,
me
that-
out. Take me out.
No, but if I have like salt and pepper, where I can get like salt from the ocean, I'll just like.
That doesn't work the way you think it does.
It absolutely does. In my head, it absolutely does. I'll just season it in salt.
Salt water. Die of dehydration. That's what'll kill you. I've never seen Teletubbies drink a water bottle. But
No, they have those weird.
tubby custard.
Don't they have like that?
Oh, what is the water content?
Also, the cookies look burnt.
I don't know if they're cookies. They're weird.
They're tubby toast.
Oh, that shit's bread.
It's toast?
That shit's
My
bread?
life has been a lie. It is a cookie for sure. No, I refuse to accept that.
Yo,
advice.
I'm hearing.
I forgot about the vacuum. Do you remember the vacuum?
Could you
This
take
dude.
the vacuum?
He's like Roomba before Roomba's version.
That's so true. Sentient vacuum cleaner.
You know what else is now we should just do children's shows? Yo Gabba Gabba.
Are you kidding? Those things are horrifying. I'm pretty sure like those long noodly ass arms would absolutely strangle me.
They'd be secretly crazy.
So many kids shows are just straight up eldritch abomination, Lovecraftian horrors.
Absolutely. I'm pretty sure that's what they were. Based off of what I don't know. Jack Black was in Yo. Who was he in Yo Gabba Gabba? Anyways.
I think we can maybe call it here. I think it's time to go on to our last segment, which is low expectations, whether that's low expectations for ourselves, for whether or not we're going to read or watch what we say we are, which we definitely did not last week, or low expectations for the potentially trash media that we're consuming. So I have pretty much nothing on my... I'm waiting on like 7 different books right now. So Curious Beginnings is one of them.
For me, like I said, I don't know if did I say this in the last episode? I don't know, but An Easy Death by Charlene Harris.
You did say this.
Yeah. Yeah, I will read it. So what if it says 1%? 1% read. I'll get around to it. That's it for mine. But what are yours?
For me,
Any even shows?
so I'm halfway through Queenmaker. I will probably try to finish that upcoming. That's literally it. Like I said, I'm waiting on a whole bunch of books. I'm waiting on the next. I'm waiting on Curious Beginning. I'm waiting on a couple of fantasy books. Popular one. Okay, everyone is obsessed with Fourth Wing, and our special guest for next week told me to read it. And
did tell you to do that.
And there were 300 people ahead of me in line for this book.
Oh yeah.
So it's going to be a while on that one. All right. I think that's it for us, though. Thank you for listening.
You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter on @LessThanADayPod. You can email us at lessthanadaypod@gmail.com. You can send us recommendations or opinions, and we will reply to you.
Yeah. So thank you everyone for listening. We'll catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye.